Hi. Have you been getting all those emails from seed companies offering 2-for-1 deals on their seeds that were packed for 2022? It's a great deal if you need the seeds. So we're going to determine if you need the seeds. First of all, I want you to take out all your seeds that you have. I have seeds packed different ways. I have jumbles that are in here. At least they're organized by herbs and onions. These here, nice little containers, you can go through and package them because I have lots of tomato seeds. So I take them all out, and then I also need to have a viability chart. Now, this one I got from the University of Iowa. We'll give you a link for that one. There's also, you can go Seed Savers Exchange. They have viability charts as well. I just need a basic, simple one. So as I'm looking down here, I picked out some things that I noticed I may have issues with. So when you go through onions, I noticed that onions are only good for 1 year. So on here, when I got them, I should have put use as soon as possible. I am going through and correcting that now. So other seeds, like tomato seeds, last for a long time. Conservatively, you can use them for 4 years. Obviously, you need to store them correctly. But so these were packed for 2022, so I put use by 2026. Makes it a lot easier when you're trying to flip through and pick out the seeds that you know are going to germinate. So on my viability chart, you can see some of them down here. Onions and parsley and parsnips are generally good for 1 year. Other things are good for much longer than that. Lettuce, for instance, is good for 6 years, generally. You can always go through and plant more if you have old seeds. But, you know, some things take a long time to germinate. For instance, onions take a long time, generally. So 7 to 14 days before you know if they're going to come up. So what I did was a small viability test, and I went through and I took a wet paper towel, and on that wet paper towel, this is 5 days ago, okay, so I guess I still have 2 more days to see if they're going to be good. And I went through and I put several seeds on here. To determine the viability, you wait until the last date. So onions are 7 to 14 days. After about 14 days, then you go through and count how many seeds you have and how many actually sprouted, and you divide the sprouted by how many you had, and that gives you your percentage of viability. And then you can decide if it's worth it to you to plant them. And I want you to see on here, I do have some that have gone through and have germinated. So these seeds may be okay. So I'm going to stick these back in. But instead of going through and using all of your soil and time. So on this one, parsley seeds, I saved these myself. They were, I saved them in 2020. And on my chart here, it says they're only good for a year. So next time I save parsley seeds, I will give parsley seeds away to friends. So before you go crazy buying seeds, I would suggest going through and checking what you have and checking against a viability chart just to make sure they'll still be good.